Hey guys, it's Skylar here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how to reprogram your subconscious mind. So personally, I've reprogrammed my subconscious mind a couple times throughout my lifetime. I don't really talk about it too much, but people used to be kind of like mean to me in grade school, so yeah, I had some problems with that. But anyways, I don't really care about that. I wouldn't let that hold me down. So what I did was that I turned to reading self-help books. So self-help books really helped me a lot, and I've learned so many different things from reading self-help books. It's insane. Like, I never thought that your mind actually controlled this much. Like, I used to go through life and not even think about my thoughts, or oh whoa, my mind really does shape my reality, because the one person you're around 24/7 is yourself. So here are some of the things I've picked up through reading self-help books and that I continue to still use. So one of these things that I actually have right now and I'm using is that I put sticky notes on my ceilings of my top 2 goals. So when I was in development of my first iPhone app called Closet Track, I literally had on my ceiling a picture of the logo of Closet Track. So I would wake up every day and just see it on the ceiling. So right now I have my new app, Closet Spark, and a future condo I want to buy, so in a few years or so. So those are the 2 goals I have on my ceiling that I wake up and see every single day. And then I also have my New Year's resolution taped on my wall too. Another thing I picked up from self-help books is visioneering. Visioneering is such a big thing. So I've talked about it in one of my podcasts, so I won't go deep into what visioneering is, but essentially you kind of think about past things you've done that were successful to give you hope for what you can achieve in the future, and then you envision yourself in the future, and you think about all of that and oh, I'm gonna be this person, I'm gonna be a biotech entrepreneur, I'm gonna be so famous, and then you come back into reality, and then you create your master framework about how you're going to achieve those goals, which essentially is what I've done. I already have my 10-year plan laid out, everything I want to achieve by the time I'm 30. So yeah, I'm really excited. I review it every single day, and I also have a vision board. So a lot of people do vision boards. And another thing that I picked up from reading self-help books is, so imagine you're I don't know, top 5 to 10 mentors or people that you look up to. Okay, I really liked Napoleon Hill, Andrew Carnegie. Okay, I might have said his last name wrong. I'm the worst at pronouncing things. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Socrates, those type of people. I imagine them all at a table. And then what you want to do is you act like you're having a chat with these mentors and what kind of advice they'd probably give you. So you imagine that every night before you go to bed for I don't know, 1 to 5 minutes. And then so another thing that I found crazy from reading the self-help books is that 95% of your actions aren't controlled by your conscious mind. So 95% of what you do is actually from your subconscious mind. So changing your subconscious mind really does change your reality. So people, especially when they're thinking instant decisions, oh, I want to do this, oh, I want to do this thing instead, it really is your subconscious mind controls 95% of that. And your life. So if you don't like a reality, you pretty much, if you change your mind, it will change a lot of things. What I've also picked up is that you can change your clothing, you can change your house, you can change your spouse, but if you don't change your mind, you're just going to continue being the same person with the same outcomes. Really, it all does start in your mind. They say, it all starts in here, which is something that really helped me become a lot more productive in my life, because all throughout middle school I used to not really care about my grades. And then I started caring about my grades, and that really did make a big difference. So I used to not really see the point in grades, and then my teacher was oh, if you don't get at least B-, then you can't go to a 4-year college. And then I was oh my god, I want to go to Stanford so bad, which I didn't get into Stanford, I got to LMU. But anyway, so then I actually started working towards oh, they say if you shoot for the stars, you land them on the moon. Oh wait, if you shoot for the moon, you land them on the stars. Okay, I shot for the stars and actually landed on the moon, which was kind of crazy because like I was like, oh, I need to get at least a B- in this class, and I actually got an A, and I was surprised with myself. So okay, so and it so yeah, so essentially your life is a reflection of all the programs, a reflection of all the programs in your mind, and these programs are set in your mind by the time you are 7 years old. Isn't that crazy? So people didn't even realize they're a lot more like their parents than they like actually like. People be like, oh, I'm not like my parents at all, but like most of your influence comes from your parents when you're younger. So I just found that crazy too. And yeah, pretty much the very first step in changing your life is changing your thoughts. So seriously, what you think about has a bigger impact than you think you do. Like another thing I picked up was that like your mind is a garden, and the thoughts, which are the seeds that you plant in your mind, are what grows. So like if you think doubts, like negative thoughts, you plant negative seeds in your head and you'll only grow negative things. And if you think like positive things and you plant positive seeds in your mind, then you think positive things. So that's what I did. So I always think all these positive things, like I'm gonna get so fit, like I can work out so hard, like I can really do it. Like I'll be on the treadmill, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die right now, my stomach's like literally gonna explode, like I can't believe I'm gonna die, like I'm literally gonna die right now, I'm gonna fall off this treadmill, like my ankles are gonna break. But then like in my mind, like if I tell myself I'm not tired, then I'm not tired. It's so weird, like literally, like so someone around me who I won't say is always like, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to do anything today. And I kept hearing that over and over, and then that started getting in my head, and then like I'd be like, oh my god, why am I so tired today and stuff. And then I was like, and then I realized, oh wow, I'm tired because this person kept saying that they're tired around me all the time, which then went into my mind and started growing seeds within my garden of my mind of being tired all the time. And then I realized that, and then I fought against that, and I changed my mind, so I'm not tired all the time. So if I think like, oh my god, I have so much energy right now, woo, then I really do have energy. It's crazy, like the power of your mind. I did not realize this. Like when I was younger, like I just kind of like went through life and did not think about, oh, my mind controls this, oh, my mind controls that. But now I'm like, my mind is everything, like, or your mind, you know, too. Like, it's so crazy. It's insane. And I feel that most people that are living in mediocrity, I don't think they realize how powerful their mind is, because they just have like an average mindset. They think like, oh, I'm just gonna live this like average life, you know? So I think that's what like a lot of people think. And me, like, I'm going to live a phenomenal life. You know, I can't let like things get in my way. I can't let negative people, you know, tell me like, oh, I'm tired all the time, or oh, tell me everything I do sucks, or your ideas are so bad, or but then people be like, oh my god, I love your ideas, because you know, a lot of people subconsciously get jealous of others even when they don't even realize that they're jealous, which has happened to me so many times. Like, I have been verbally attacked, so this is speaking seriously from my personal experience. And yeah, your biggest enemy is seriously yourself. Like, I was like, what? The first time I heard that, I'm like, how am I my biggest enemy? Like, I have, you know, like, that person's my enemy, you know? Like, you know, I gotta know my enemy, like, closer than, like, I keep my friends, or whatever that quote is. And then, you know, and then I really did realize that I am my biggest enemy. And the reason for this is that your thoughts create your reality. So when I start thinking like, oh, I don't want to work out today, or oh, this is too hard, you're really just hurting yourself in the future. You know what they say, like, sacrifice today for a better tomorrow, you know? So like, oh, if I work out today, I'll be more fit in the future. That's another thing too. So, oh, and another thing is that the function of your brain is to take care of these systems. So the function of your brain is to take your current belief systems and then manifest it into your biology. So The function of your brain is to take your current belief systems and manifest it into your biology. So your thoughts are literally ingrained all throughout your body biological. Like, what? Like, your mind really does, like, this is a difference between people who succeed in life and don't. It's really your mind. But then, like, some people will do this thing where they read all this self-help stuff and then they don't really absorb it enough from their head. Because the thing with motivation is that if you don't have constant motivation every single day, it will go away. Because that's happened to me. So what helps me is that I put quotes on my wallpaper on my phone, and then I have sometimes I hang up quotes on my wall, so I'll like print a picture of like Steve Jobs, like your lifetime is limited, that kind of quote, and I'll put it on my wall. I used to put up a lot more on my wall, but yeah, I don't know if I should do that, but I don't know, I have different types of quotes, so yeah, so, and then another thing you need to do is keep track of your improvements. Like, I write future letters to myself to see how I've improved over time, and it makes a big difference. Like, I'm like, oh, whoa, I didn't even realize I changed that much. Like, I really don't realize that at all. Like, it's really crazy to be like, oh my God, this is like how I used to think like a year ago, like 6 months ago. It's crazy. Like, it's seriously crazy. And the thing is that people will see successful people and they'll think like, oh, I'll never be like them. And they'll never be like them if they continue to think that. Like, I was talking to this little girl and she was like 7 or 9 years old, and she's like, oh, I'm so dumb. And I'm like, who called you dumb? She's like, no one. I just know I'm dumb. I'm like, if you continue to keep telling yourself you're dumb, you will be dumb. Like, this is what happens, because sometimes I'm like, I'm so fat today. I look so bad today. Like, I always think I look bad. Like, I always think that. And then other days I'm like, oh my gosh, I look so good. You know, it's like really in your head. And then like, I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so fat. And my friend's like, no, you're not fat. I'm like really fat. Like, you don't even see, like, I have fender dyes. Like, I do that all the time. Like, you're not fat. And then later on I'd be like, okay, I'm not fat. I don't know, I do that all the time. But yeah, some people tell me I like overthink things, but I feel like if I don't overthink things, then I'll underthink things and everything will just fall into place. But I don't know, maybe that's my own mental problem. Don't take my mental problem. So yeah, the book that mainly helped me was reading a book called The 50 Self-Help Classics, and I loved it. It takes like the main things from 50 different self-help books, so you need to read 50 self-help. Like, I loved it so much. It's really changed my life. I read it when I was 15 years old, and ever since then I've coded 2 iPhone apps, and now I'm working on 3rd. You know, I've won an entrepreneur award and all these different things. So, and you know, another thing that happens is that people will be like, they'll tell me certain things about myself, and then it makes me start to believe that I'm like that when I'm not that like that. They'll like be like, oh, Skylar, you're such a quiet person. And then I'll start to become quiet. Or, oh, Skylar, you're such a shy person. And then I'll start to become shyer. Oh, Skylar, you're so slow. And then I start becoming even slower than I am, because I am a pretty slow person. I don't know why. It takes me like 2 minutes to get out of the car. I really don't know why. So, yep. Your conscious mind only controls 5% of what you do. Subconscious mind controls 95% of what you do. Yeah, so that's pretty much for how to reprogram your conscious mind. Those are things I've actually done personally on how to reprogram my subconscious mind. In this journey of self-help, you really start to see a difference in your life, and it's going to be really crazy. Like, you're gonna actually change your life if you continue this, because you can lose motivation, because that's definitely happened to me. So as long as you don't lose motivation, your life will change. Because, you know, people go to these seminars and their lives don't change because they have motivation for a day. They're like, oh my God, I'm gonna do so much stuff. But if they don't keep up the constant motivation, their life isn't going to change. Like, they really need to keep up the constant motivation. Like, I listen to at least one motivational video every day on YouTube, and it's so, like, you forget so many things that you listen to. It's really crazy. So this is just from my personal experience. And that's how I've gotten to where I am. I mean, I'm not like I'm not where I am yet, but this is like how I'm planning how to get to where I want to be. So I hope this reprogramming your subconscious mind helped you. And if you have anything else you want to say about reprogramming your subconscious mind, or your thoughts in general, maybe comment about it, I don't know. But thanks for watching.